Greetings everyone, my name is Greg. In this video I am going to be talking about how to become an atheist as well as the deconversion process from Christianity and what I feel a new atheist should do. My advice, right from the word go, it doesn't matter if you're still believing in Christianity or even Islam, or if you're a new atheist. The advice is identical. It is a quote from Penn Jillette. Take some time and put the Bible on your summer reading list. Try and stick with it cover to cover. Not because it teaches history. We've shown it doesn't. Read it because you'll see for yourself what the Bible is all about. It sure isn't great literature. If it were published as fiction, no reviewer would give it a passing grade. There are some vivid scenes and some quotable phrases, but there's no plot, no structure. There's a tremendous amount of filler, and the characters are painfully one-dimensional. Whatever you do, don't read the Bible for a moral code. It advocates prejudice, cruelty, superstition, and murder. Read it because we need more atheists. And nothing will get you there faster than reading the damn Bible. Penn Jillette. And I agree with him 110%. And it doesn't matter if it's the Quran or whatnot. Read it. Educate yourself on what is there. But I would also say, in a sense, don't stop there. Because especially if you're reading something like the King James Version of the Bible, you should be aware that there are not only accidental mistranslations, there are intentional. And there are things that are outright lies that have been put in there that don't line up with what is actually in the Hebrew. And this is going more from the Jewish Bible, comparing it to the Christian Old Testament. There are things that simply don't line up. And this is something that I'm very big on. Because it's not enough to just see how horrific the God of the Bible is and how morally bankrupt that character is. But you also need to be able to defend your disbelief. And to use the statement similar to what Matt Dillahunty from the Atheist Experience had said of what caused him to become an atheist was giving a reason for his belief at the time. What I am saying is give yourself a reason for your disbelief. Use the Christian's own book and even the book of the Jews as a weapon against what the Christians will try and tell you. Because the things that are in the Old Testament, while they can be attempted at being justified, if you look at it without the blinders on and look at it for what is there, it becomes obvious that this is absolutely immoral. There is no basis for where behavior that is advocated from the God is right in anything other than tribalism. The thing is, it's not just about reading the damn Bible. That's not all atheism is about, not by a long shot. There is also educating yourself on what a logical fallacy is, because if you are going to let Christians know that you're an atheist, you are going to be attacked. It is going to happen. You can't avoid it. The only way to avoid it is by not telling them. The thing is, initially, you may want to hold off on, to use the term, coming out of the closet until you feel that you are fully armed and ready for the fight that's going to come. Because Christians, it almost seems like they want to target atheists to try and poke holes in the disbelief. They don't realize that in order to disprove atheism, you have to give evidence for the God. And that is why the second thing that I mention and advocate is knowing what logical fallacies are. Because the Christians will try and employ logical fallacy after logical fallacy. And if you don't know that what the logical fallacies are and why something is a logical fallacy, they could, theoretically, be able to manipulate you back into the belief system. It wouldn't make it true. However, they could give seemingly reasons that would seem valid when they're not. Like the argument from ignorance. It's a common one. If we don't know how the universe began, then that means God did it. No, it doesn't. Neil deGrasse Tyson had said very well, and I quote, does it mean if you don't understand something that the community of physicists don't understand it, that means God did it? Is that how you want to play this game? Because if it is, here is a list of things in the past that physicists at the time didn't understand. And a talk show might have conducted 200 years ago would have said, the planets do retrograde? Can't understand that. Must be a god. And we'd say, you're right. And then 10 years later, we understand it. So what do you do? So if that's how you want to invoke your evidence for God, then God is an ever-receding pocket of scientific ignorance that is getting smaller and smaller and smaller as time moves on. So just be ready for that to happen if that's how you want to come at the problem. I am a huge fan of Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I enjoy watching his videos as well as the videos with Lawrence Krauss and the debates of Christopher Hitchens. If you have not watched the Christopher Hitchens debates, by all means check them out. But new atheists, I would definitely encourage all of you to listen to or watch The Atheist Experience, as well as checking out the channel of Aaron Ra, because he does a lot of videos on the subject of evolution, and his knowledge in that area is remarkable. The thing is, there is one thing that is mentioned by some atheists that I completely disagree with. That being the idea of if a God could be proven to exist, that they would believe it type of thing. When I hear that, and I know when Christians hear that, they also take it as the person would be a believer. The thing is, even if the God of the Bible could be proven to be true, I would still oppose it. I would oppose it for the same reasons I walked away from Christianity. Morals and ethics. I cannot go along with the torture of someone else for any reason. That is simply unacceptable. Torturing someone else doesn't prove you're right. It doesn't prove they're wrong. It doesn't make your message good. It makes you a fucking bully. The reason the subject of torture matters is not because of an afterlife. If they can go along with it in an afterlife, then logically they will be able to go along with it in real life. That is why something like Guantanamo Bay is able to be even debated as to should we have that. No, we shouldn't. Because it is simply unacceptable. And that is something else, if you haven't seen, Christopher Hitchens did let himself get waterboarded because he wanted to know what that was like. It is something that I have tremendous respect for him for actually having the balls to do that, because that can put into perspective exactly what this is. And he had said, it's torture. Without question, it's torture. And that in itself is enough to have me say, it should not be done. I don't care. The thing is, the channel that I have, I take a very deconstructing approach. I will use the Christians' Bible and the Jews' Bible against them as a weapon. And that is something that drives Christians absolutely batshit crazy. And the butthurt that they can display, in a sense, it's legendary. I came across a picture of the butthurt cream, and I'm thinking a lot of these Christians absolutely need butthurt cream. As a new atheist, I would definitely check out my channel to educate yourself on what's actually in the damn book. I would hope that my 2 cents would be something that you would be interested in, but I don't put myself in the category of even the atheist experience or some of the other big names on YouTube, like the Thinking Atheist and so forth. I try to be a bit humble, but the thing is, there's so many that you can educate yourself, and that's the biggest thing, that as a new atheist, feeding your own mind and reaching your own conclusions is absolutely vital. So, in a sense, whatever approach best suits you, that's what you should run with. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Later, people.